The MLF program we set up in order to offer to students who had a background in law, whether they'd studied law at university or they had a professional background, the opportunity to learn more about finance and to learn about it in a way that was led by academic thinking but informed by practice. And we thought that this opportunity would be very useful for those students in today's job market, given the importance of financial sector clients to many large law firms, and also given the growing importance of financial regulation in the commercial world. We can think about the uniqueness of the MLF in two ways. We can think about the uniqueness of the institution, Oxford, that offers it, and we can think about the uniqueness of the programme itself. So I think the unique feature of Oxford that's relevant to this programme is the level of support and enthusiasm that the business school has for engagement with people with a law background. It's actually quite rare in the world of business schools to find economists who are based in the world of finance who really want to engage with lawyers and are really interested in legal issues. And that's something quite unique about the group at Oxford, and that made it possible for me to believe that the MLF programme could be a great success, and I really think it has been as a result of that. Then, talking about the course itself, the course is structured in an integrated way, so students don't do two separate streams of law one day and finance the next day. Rather, we think about the courses as an integrated whole. So students come into the programme with a background in law and usually little background in finance. So the first term comprises quite a lot of courses to bring them up to speed in the quantitative side of the programme. But after Christmas, we move into the integrated interdisciplinary course, which we call Law and Economics of Corporate Transactions, and students take the economic theory that they've learned in the first term and they start to apply it to a series of real corporate transactions, and we present these transactions to the students in collaboration with practitioners who've actually been involved in them. So students get the opportunity to analyse the real transaction documentation and to understand that from an economic or commercial perspective as much as from a legal perspective. And then they get the opportunity to present their findings and their assessments of the transactions to the practitioners who actually did the transaction in the first place. And so the students then see the extent to which their academic thinking matches up with the practical reality, which is incredibly important to make sure that what they're learning is really going to be useful. Our MLF students are incredibly diverse, both in their background and in their aspirations. What brings them together is their experience of the study of law and their enthusiasm for learning about finance and applying it in their future careers. So they come from an enormous range of different countries. We typically have about 20 different nationalities or more represented in a cohort of 45 students. And of those students, maybe half will have had prior experience in the world of work. The other half will have come straight from their university studies. And that mix makes for wonderfully enriching interactions in the classroom, because those students who have been out in the world of work have a lot to bring to the conversation. We offer our students a range of different types of support. Firstly, we offer them support for their academic progress. So the students have a range of different backgrounds. Some of them have not engaged in quantitative study for quite a while, and so need some support in particular on their mathematical skills. And that support begins as soon as somebody has accepted their place, because we send them a workbook for self-study during the summer before they arrive in Oxford, and we expect people to complete that. We also have some webinars before they arrive which will help them guide through some difficult parts of the problem sets. And then when they arrive in Oxford, there is an intensive maths class for the first week. And then after that, students who are still having difficulty with the mathematics, we offer support classes all the way through the first term that enables them to get the most out of the finance courses. So the message is, if you're worried about the mathematics, don't be. As long as you're prepared to work, we provide the necessary support for you. But you do need to take the pre-sessional mathematics seriously to get up to speed. Another thing that students need support with is with their career trajectories, and many students are interested in accelerating their careers or changing what they're doing. A particular thing that we found that students need support with is people who are wanting to make lateral moves. So somebody who has prior experience and then wants to enhance their understanding on the MLF and then go and springboard into a different role. The recruitment at that stage in somebody's career is a much more bespoke process. It depends very much on the individual's skills and on what firms are looking for. This MLF-specific support for careers operates in tandem with the university's more general careers support and also with the business school's careers support team. So we have, I think, a really strong administrative support in that dimension. Another important type of support that we provide for students, and we're hoping to provide more of, is financial support. So the course is expensive, and we are aware that some students, or many students perhaps, are inhibited from applying, or might be inhibited from applying, because of the cost of the program. Now, actually, most of our students go on to be very successful in the job market, and so actually, in terms of what they earn afterwards, the cost is maybe not as great as it might seem at first. But nevertheless, we are working very hard to make available more financial aid to allow students for whom money is a big issue to be able to come and study on the MLF. And you can find more details about that in the application materials.